Hey guys, Majeffries here. Apparently I called myself Majeffries in the last video, which isn't very professional of me. The least I could do is get my own name right, surely. But yeah, I am Majeffries, and this is episode 13. Yes, episode 13. I really got to make note of the episode numbers as well as my name and who I am and my age and, things like that. Um, the last game, this is what I do know. In the last match, we beat Chesterfield 2-0 with a goal from Marsh Brown in the 3rd minute and a goal from Payne in the 84th minute. And I remember saying in that last match how I wish I'd scored more goals. Well, I'm going to need more goals today because I am against Norwich in the 3rd round of the League Cup. You see me in the 1st round, I managed to get a good result, 2-0 against Burton away. The 2nd round, I think I shocked everyone by beating Millwall 3-2, having taken them to extra time. So here we are against Premier League Norwich. And the fact that I was having to make changes to my lineup for the match, okay, I only changed Davids for Chimicero. It's not a great idea to fiddle with your team when you're playing a big match, but I felt that Davids wasn't going to be strong enough to face Norwich, in all honesty. I'd much rather have Chimicero. I listed a load of reasons why I preferred Chimicero in the last game. He's faster, he's stronger, he's got better pass accuracy, better shot accuracy. Just in general, he seems to be a better all-round player. He's younger. He has this sort of fearless nature about him, which you get from a young player. Um, but yeah, League Cup. Could I win this trophy this season? It's a very optimistic view. I probably have as much chance of winning the Champions League this season than I do winning the League Cup, but whilst I'm in the tournament, I may as well aim to win it. Norwich are probably in the same viewpoint as that. They want to win the match too. Obviously, they don't want to be embarrassed by a League Two club. So, all fairness to them, they've put out a strong team. You see Bassong there, their captain for the day. And actually, when I saw the lineup, I really felt I was going to lose because Norwich's squad last season in real life might not have had the best of seasons, but on FIFA, you look at the players they've got and you worry because they have got some really good players, in all fairness. But I kept to my starting lineup of normal, with the exception of Davids, who I've already mentioned. And it's just a case of hope that you get the right players playing the right football on the right day, I suppose. And again, I'm time wasting because I really hadn't realised how long these intros were. Maybe EA could do with shortening that for the release of FIFA 14, just so that people like me doing the commentary don't have to sit here for ages just watching players walking around talking to each other. But alas, here is kickoff. And you know when you're playing against a good team, because most bad teams, or lesser teams, should we say, let's not disrespect teams, they tend to just punt the ball forward. Whereas you see the way Norwich there, they started from the back, they passed the ball straight through the middle of me, they got the ball out to Martin on the wing, and he very nearly scored from cross. You can see there I had controller problems again. That tends to get worse as these episodes go on. I really do apologise for that. I will get the problem fixed for the next batch of videos. So yeah, enough of that basically. This is one of those games really where you spend the first few minutes fighting for your life. That's basically what happened. I mean, you see there another shot from Pilkington which went just wide. At this point I was looking at trying to keep the score down as low as I possibly can. Then I found myself having this chance, really. Chumacero with the ball across. It didn't come to anything there. Comes out to Stoger here. He finds Chumacero. Back to Stoger. Gets the shot away just wide. That was me trying to finesse it with Stoger. And you can see, finesse at this level of the game, it's never going to work. You're never going to get a shot on target. I was just being very optimistic. I'd just come off a PES session at the time where finesse shots do work. So I kind of got lost in what game I was playing. Pilkington again on that left-hand side. I could see from the start of the match that he was going to cause me a lot of problems. He's quite a nippy player anyway in real life, and on here he's just an absolute nightmare to defend against. You really got to be, you got to double up when you're marking Pilkington because He'll jinx in and out. He'll get the ball to other players. He's got good vision. He's got great cross. He's just a pain in the arse, in all honesty. Offside flag there. Done me a favour, because again, they would have had the chance to cut the ball back if it wasn't for that. And, you know, after being under pressure for so long in the game, you try not to rush things anymore. You take a touch, you have a look up, you see what's around. That's basically what I did here. And eventually I found Stoger. 1-0. That literally came from that moment on the right hand side where I just stopped with the ball and I had a good long look at what was happening around me before I decided what to do next. I afforded myself the time to do that. Once you've done that and you sort of have a look at what's around, you do start to get a little bit rushed. Like Stoger there didn't have as much time as I'd have liked to control that shot. You can see he sort of mishit the shot actually. Kind of lucky that it went in. But then I'm not complaining because I'm 1-0 up. I'm a League 2 side. I'm against a Premier League side. And I'm 1-0 up. So it's quite petty of me to actually be knocking him when he's just done me a favour and scored a goal. And, you know, that's a really good ball from Micah. And I was saying in the last video about I wasn't really sure what Micah could do. But having seen that pass from him, I think he's one of these right backs who stays deep and hits the ball long like that. Because that was a really good ball from him. And a better touch from Payne, if he hadn't ever hit it so heavy, we could have been looking at 2-0. Which is just brilliant. The fact that, having said about being under pressure for so long and then just taking that little bit of time to get your head up and have a look, suddenly I'm in control. Or at least for this time period I'm in control. Marsh Brown there, he did really well to win the ball back and then sadly lost it again. Yeah, it's just, at this point you're 1-0 up, you're not cruising, but you're not exactly looking to defend as badly as you were before, because at least if you do concede it's demoralising and everything, but you are just back to square one. You haven't got to start from 1-0 down. You know, a better ball there into Payne. We could have been looking at another chance shot on goal. Cut to a corner here. This is about following up the second ball. Again, I was sort of in Pez mode for that one. On Pez, if you hit a shot like that, it can go on target, you can end up scoring, you never know. On FIFA, if you do that, you generally end up in row Z and you look a bit of an idiot. Again, this is just me getting my head up, taking my time, picking out some runs, finds Stoger there, he gives it into Payne, makes himself some space, 2-0. And again, the whole goal, the whole move that led to the goal and the goal that came from it, all because I took that little bit of extra time out on that wing with Marsh Brown, I think it was, just waiting for Stoger to make that little overlapping run and open up that space in the middle, and then Payne moves into that space and he's got as much time as he needs once he's there to do whatever he wants with it. And that's really good. That's really almost exactly what I want to do with my team. To make chances like that, and from this point onwards, knowing that even if you let in one goal, you've still got a goal cushion. So it doesn't matter if you concede, because it will still be 2-1. And it also opens the game up a little more. Like they say in football, the first goal doesn't really matter. It's the second goal that's the important one, because it either pulls a team 2 goals ahead or it pegs a team back to level. For me, once you're 2 goals up, if you are 2 goals up, it's the third goal that is the most important, because if you're 2-0 up and you score again, you're 3-0 up. If you're 1-1, whichever team scores then takes the lead. So for me, it's the third goal. There might be some people actually who do say it's the third goal. I might have just completely made that up. Who knows? The point is, I'm 2-0 up at half time. I'm really happy with how this game's going. I'm springing yet another surprise on the League Cup. This is doing no harm to my team's morale. It's certainly helping with their stats improvements overall. It's definitely helping me learn how the players move and what they're good and not good at. And this is the kind of football that I enjoy. Like, just little things like that. That little pass out there from Payne to Marsh Brown. That is exactly what I like about football. The way that you've got a guy in the middle, he's not really going anywhere. The defenders are starting to close him down. He suddenly looks up and sees that his right winger is miles open on the right and just hits a perfectly curved ball out to him. That's what I wanted to do basically from pre-season, and you can see there it didn't happen. So for it to be happening now, perfect. Again, that was a good ball over. Stoger needed a better first touch, but just because he didn't get that first touch doesn't mean that he didn't have the opportunity to chase the ball down. And he did, and he very nearly blocked the clearance. What have we got here? Marsh Brown into Chumacero, I think it was, and then Stoger with the ball over the top again. You can see I'm looking for openings that aren't really there at this point, because I'm looking to get that third goal, that killer goal. Stoger winning the ball there, really happy with that. Payne again. It was Azog who made the run, and I'm really pleased with the fact that Azog is making those runs, because he's done it all season, as you can see, or as you have seen. And it just wasn't happening there. That pass wasn't a particularly good pass, but I don't think it was going to get through there anyway. For some reason, their goalkeeper decides to kick it straight out to Grealish. And again, Payne. It was a poor pass, but the referee did spot the pullback on him by Whittaker, so that's a yellow card for Whittaker. But I still think that could have been an advantage, and Payne could have just played a proper ball into Stoger. Because once Stoger's got the ball in that position, everyone's onside behind him, so he can just pass it to anyone. You see I yielded. I decided to bring Edgar Davids on. Mainly because at this point, you're in control of the game. You sort of want a bit more of an experienced head. He is the captain, after all, of the club. Bit of a rubbish, I think it's the fair way of calling that, free kick. Now I'm convinced this was a penalty. The referee gave a free kick for it, but I am sure that he was fouled inside the box. As it happens, I've got this free kick instead. And this is why I hate free kicks on the edge of the box, because you end up doing something stupid like that. And you end up looking like an idiot in front of everyone. I'd have rather have had the penalty or the free kick 5 yards further back even. It was good the fact that I did a really bad free kick in the first place and ended up getting another free kick. It's sort of like a chance to redeem yourself. This is a good run from Grealish. If it wasn't for the fact that he suddenly pulled up, the ball comes out to Payne, and again I went for finesse. I don't know why I went for finesse. It was never going to work. I went into Pez mode again and just tried to curl it around the goalkeeper. What I should have done was just put my head down and put my foot through it. But, oh well, 2-0 up. He has scored already in this game, so it's not like he's running out of confidence or anything. Better ball there needed from Grealish. Samosa had made a good run. Again, their goalkeeper decides to kick it straight out to my guy. I really don't know why. Capitalising on it is the key. I haven't really done that too well so far. I could have won that header and still put some pressure on, but for some reason my player didn't even want to compete for it, so it ended up getting easily cleared. This is the ones I like, where the defender comes right forward and heads the ball forward and finds one of your attacking players. And it's the fact that there's a huge gap and not one of their players tries to fill that gap and stop you getting that header through. It's really easy to just knock it through and have a shot. That needed a better touch from Payne. He's trying to be a bit clever there, sort of flicked it. He does get the ball back here. It's a better ball towards Samosa. Still wasn't going to reach him. Overhit it, if anything. Sort of made it impossible for him to control it first time. I think it's just the players are getting tired now. We're near the end of the game. It's not that long to go at all. I have noticed actually that the match clock's been cut off the top of the screen, so apologies for that. It is definitely 2-0. We are definitely approaching the end of the game. All my players are tired. You can see Payne's stamina there. It's very, very low. One of my players I'm going to look at to sign in January is another striker, so that Payne doesn't have to play every game. It also takes the pressure off him scoring. But then having said that, he has scored against Norwich. We do end up winning 2-0. So maybe he doesn't need the pressure taken off him for scoring. But, most players, they do get a mid-season slump. And it's sort of around the Christmas period that they end up not scoring, or they just go into a bad patch. So to have a backup player join in January just for the second half of the season, I might get a loan player in or someone like that. It's better for me. It gives me more options as well, so I can have like a tall striker and knock the ball into him in the air. But yeah, good game, guys. So until next time, I will see you soon.